In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen. Sheep, shepherds, following, leading, listening to the voice of our shepherd calling our name. These are images a little alien to those of us who are confirmed 21st century city dwellers. In many ways, the only connections that we have to such images are paintings that we've seen, or time spent on Grandpa's farm in our childhood. We might be able to latch onto the notions of fences and gates and protection. But the truth is, we do look to follow along, and we do yearn for leadership. And we do have a special place in our hearts for the certain ones whose voices we recognize on the other end of the telephone call, the ones who know our names. I have experienced this devotion and level of following in my time as a school principal, but not in the way you might think. If I stop a group of 4 or 5-year-olds in the hallway because they are being too loud or rambunctious or not being kind to one another, in the middle of my chat with them, they will slowly turn their heads and seek the affirmation of their teacher. This man in the hallway may be nice or right or have some degree of authority, but it's what their teacher says that they really pay attention to. So in my best moments, that classroom teacher's head nods along with me in agreement. And then occasionally they will add a few of their own choice words to the students, because they know that group of children, and they know them by name, and the students know it. And this is the way that Jesus knows us, our strengths, our weaknesses, our past, our present, our good days and our bad times all rolled into one. Let's talk for just a moment about Jesus' flock during his lifetime on earth, his apostles. In our passage from the Acts of the Apostles this morning, it was said of those newly baptized that they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to the prayers. These things that the apostles were known for are also the mission of our church, aren't they? Teaching, fellowship, breaking of the bread, and the prayers. It sounds like Trinity, doesn't it? In this time away from our usual, these are some of the things I've missed the most. But we are so fortunate that our church has kept teaching, fellowship, and prayer alive so well, in spite of the physical distance that has come between us, right? But what we are missing so desperately is the contact we almost grow to take for granted, the face-to-face relationships that we share with each other. Because we're not talking about just the mission of the clergy or the vestry or the staff, but the mission and ministry of all of us here at Trinity. And for that matter, it's the mission of everyone who calls Jesus their Savior, their Lord, their Shepherd, to care for one another. We recite the comforting words of the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. And even though we know this is true regarding the big picture, we still find ourselves down in a deep, dark hole from time to time, don't we? Specifically, this coronavirus pandemic has all of us at a loss of one kind or another. Maybe we've lost our job. Perhaps we're afraid because our own age or health leaves us particularly compromised. Maybe we are lonely, even in the midst of all the technological ways we can keep in touch. And worst of all, perhaps we've lost someone we love. We've all had times before when things haven't gone so well for us, haven't we? And we're straining to hear that shepherd's voice or to feel God's presence in the midst of our pain. But when you're down in that hole, it can feel pretty isolated. I don't know if any of you have been doing any binge watching of TV programs during these last few weeks, but Susan and I have started re-watching one of our favorites, The West Wing. And one of the episodes reminded me of one of my favorite stories, which I'll alter just a bit to match up with our current situations. It seems that this guy is walking along and he accidentally stumbles into a deep hole. And try as he might, he just can't get himself out. Along comes a politician, and seeing the man's difficulty, he drops him some rubber gloves and an N95 mask. Next, a rich woman happens by, and very generously, she writes him a $600 check and drops it down. But still, he's in the hole. And then, after a bit, one of his friends comes along. He listens intently to his buddy's story and promptly jumps down into the hole with him. The man in the hole is beside himself. Why did you jump in here with me? Now there are two of us trapped down here. The other fellow replies, "You're my friend. I've been down here before. I know the way out." Our true friends jump into those holes with us because they love us, don't they? And true ministers, like our clergy here at Trinity, wouldn't just toss us a Bible and then move along, right? But especially Jesus, our good shepherd, is willing to jump in there with us as well, to lead us out. Because whatever it is, Jesus has been there before. May we lean on the shoulders of our Savior and listen to his voice in these trying times. May we continue to find faith and hope in the midst of our fellowship at Trinity. And especially, my friends, may we also be shepherds and family to one another this day and forevermore. Amen.
Amen.